Yes, all the best. कल भी इसी time को. Hello students, today we are going to see chapter number 2, solutions. We have already seen the chapter, we have seen certain important things, derivations and all. And today I'll give you a sort of revision, we'll do a sort of revision. And before that, I'll tell you what is the deleted and non-evaluative portion. That is already given on the WhatsApp group. But before that, we have already seen the entire chapter. So I want you all to just mark down what all is deleted and non-evaluative. So deleted and non-evaluative portion is, the very first thing is demonstration and exceptions to. Henry's law. So demonstration and exception to Henry's law is deleted, it is omitted, it is non-evaluative. So that questions won't be asked for your board exam. Then next is 2.1, sorry, 11.1, 2.11.1, that is Van Hoff factor I. That is again deleted, non-evaluative, you can say. Then next is 2.11.2, that is modification of expressions of colligative property. So that is again you can say deleted and non-evaluative, so that won't be asked. Then next is 2.11.3, that is Van Hoff and you can say Van Hoff factor and degree of dissociation. So this is deleted and non-evaluative, so questions won't be asked from this topic. So also problems, that is 2.10, then 2.11, 2.12 and 2.14. So all this is deleted and non-evaluative. So I'll repeat again. That is demonstration and exceptions to Henry's law. This is deleted and non-evaluative. Then next is 2.11.1, that is Van Hoff factor I. This is again deleted and non-evaluative, you can say. Then modification to expressions of colligative properties, that is also deleted. Van Hoff factor and degree of dissociation is also deleted. And when it comes to problems, problem 2.10, 2.11 and 2.12 and 2.14. These are deleted, or you can say non-evaluative. Next thing in revision, I want to tell you that marks and weightage. So chapter-wise distribution of marks with respect to that. With respect to chapter-wise distribution of marks, this chapter 2. Solutions and weightage of for this, the weightage of unit without options is 4 marks, and the weightage of this unit with options is 6 marks. So maximum 6 marks questions will be asked from this chapter, and minimum 4 marks questions will be asked from this chapter. So again I repeat, the deleted and non-evaluative portion, that is demonstration and exception to Henry's law, is deleted. The next thing is 2.11.1, that is Van Hoff factor I, is deleted. 2.11.2, that is modification of expression of colligative properties, this is also deleted. The next thing is 2.11.3, that is Van Hoff factor and degree of dissociation, this is also deleted. Then with respect to problems, that is problem 2.10, problem 2.11 and 2.12, 2.14 is deleted, or you can say it is non-evaluative. Then with respect to chapter wise distribution of marks for this chapter 2, that is solutions, the weightage of unit without options is 4 marks, and with options, that is maximum marks, is 6 marks. Okay, so there are certain important things that I want you to pay attention with respect to entrance exam, which I feel is very schooling. Mostly asked questions, frequently asked questions, today I am going to make. So I will discuss a problem today. I'll write the question. The question is, calculate the molarity of a solution when 3.65 gram of HCl is dissolved in 4 dm cube of solution. I'll repeat the problem again. Calculate the molarity of a solution when 3.65 gram of HCl is dissolved in 4 dm cube of solution. So atomic mass is provided, or you can say that is given. Atomic mass. So atomic masses, hydrogen you all know, it's given is 1, and fluorine you all know, that is 35.5, but that is provided. So this is given, and what you have to now, I will repeat the problem again. Calculate the molarity of a solution when 3.65 gram of HCl, so mass of HCl is given, that is 3.65 gram of HCl is dissolved in 4 dm cube of solution. So what all is provided? First we will write that. We will write solution. So W, which is equal to weight, that is mass of HCl. So that is how much? So 3.65 gram of HCl. Okay. The next thing is molecular weight. We will find out molecular weight. Molecular weight. So molecular weight means that is molar mass of HCl. So that is very simple. Hydrogen is given 1 plus this is 35.5 for chlorine, 1 for hydrogen, chlorine is 35.5. So naturally answer comes out to be 36.5. So here we are with mass of HCl, okay, which is provided to you, that is 3.65 gram, and we have calculated molar mass of HCl, which is nothing but 36.5 gram. 3.65 and 36.5 grams. So calculation is also very simple now. properly in your problem, volume of the solution is also given, that is nothing but 4 dm3. So volume of solution which is equal to 4 dm cube, and this is also given or provided. Next is what? N. Now we have to calculate N, that is number of moles. How we can calculate number of moles? Given in 11th we have seen, in order to calculate number of moles. Number of moles means W upon M. Always remember the formula, that is W upon M. W means what? Weight which is provided to you, and M means the molar mass. Or you can say mass of the solute divided by, you can say, its molar mass. So that comes out to be, mass of the solute is given to you, that is 3.65 gram divided by molar mass, which is nothing but 36.5 gram. So that comes out to be 0.1 mole. So the answer comes out to be 0.1 mole. Now we have number of moles. You have to calculate molarity. I'll go through the problem again. Calculate the molarity of a solution when 3.65 gram of HCl is dissolved in 4 dm cube of solution. So what all was given to you? Weight, that is W. Weight of HCl was given, that was 36.5. 3.65, and molar mass that we calculated, that was 36.5. So we calculated number of moles. Now we have to go for molarity. Molarity. What is the formula for molarity? That is number of moles of solute. Okay. Divided by, and say, volume of solution in dm. So number of moles of solute divided by the volume of solution in dm cube. So that comes out to be, number of moles of solute is 0.1 mole divided by volume of solution in dm cube, that is 4 dm. So thus the answer, when you divide 1 by 0.1 divided by 4, so this answer comes out to be 0.025 molar. So molarity, so we are calculating it as M. Okay, clear? So 0.025 molar, that is capital M. So this is how you can calculate molarity, that is capital M. Next is mole fraction. Mole fraction concept is again very important. One more problem we take today. If you have a question like, calculate the mole fraction of HCl in a solution containing containing 24.8% of HCl by mass. This is very simple. Now, see, the problem is calculate mole fraction of HCl in solution containing 24.8% of HCl by mass. Now this percentage is given in HCl. Okay. When it is given in percentage, what method you should follow, that will take now. Now see what all is given to you. First write down percentage by weight of HCl, and that is given as 24.8%. Next thing that is given to you is mole fraction. You have to calculate is mole fraction of HCl, and then you have to calculate, you have to find out. Next is, now see, now when you consider over here, calculate mole fraction of HCl in a solution containing 24.8% of HCl by mass. Always remember, now you are given percent by weight of HCl is given, that is 24.8%. Now mole fraction of HCl, that is X of HCl, mole fraction you have to calculate. You can even write it as X of HCl. Then you have to calculate it. Now when you consider 100 grams of HCl solution, when you consider that is the total, you can say weight of the solution is 100 gram. The total weight is 100 gram. So weight of solute is how much that is given to you is 24.8, because it is in percentage, so naturally 100 gram of the total volume. So in that, weight of the solute is how much? 24.8. So you can see weight of solute is given 24.8 gram. So naturally the weight of solvent will be how much? So therefore the weight of 100 minus 24.8. Why we are considering it as 100? Because it is in percentage. Since it is given in percentage, so naturally the entire volume is 100. Out of that, 24.8 is mass of solute. So remaining 75.2. 75.2 gram will be mass of solvent. Okay. Now number of moles. When you have to calculate number of moles. Now let's calculate number of moles of water and just write like this in short. Write down. When you have to calculate number of moles of water, okay. So number of moles, again in the previous problem same you have to see number of moles, formula is N is equal to W upon M. W is mass which is given to you and M is the molar mass. So W, that is you can say the mass of water, that is the mass of solvent, which is 75.2. And molar mass of water, you all know H2O, so hydrogen 1 2 times 1, and then again oxygen O, okay, so that will be 18. So this answer, it comes out to be 4.178 moles. This is number of moles of water. So when you have to calculate the number of moles of HCl. The number of moles of HCl. So mass of HCl or weight of HCl, that is already given to you, that is 24.8, and divided by HCl, so molar mass of HCl is 36.5. So this answer, it comes out to be 0.6795. So now we have number of moles of water, we have number of moles of HCl. Both we have. Now we have to go ahead to calculate the total number of moles. Now let's go for total number of moles. The total number of moles, you can just write it as M is equal to M of H2O, that is number of moles of solute, plus number of moles of solvent, that is HCl. So number of moles of solute is 4.178 plus number of moles of HCl is 0.6795. So number of moles of solute and number of moles of solvent, both we are adding, so answer comes out to be 4.8575. This is total number of moles. Now mole fraction of HCl, because see again I'll read the problem for you. Calculate mole fraction of HCl, that is the solute, in a solution containing 24.8% of HCl by mass. So you have to calculate mole fraction of HCl. So mole fraction of HCl is always denoted by X. You all know this. So X of HCl. So number of moles of HCl. When you have to calculate number of moles of HCl, it's very simple. That is moles of HCl divided by total number of moles in solution. So total number of moles in solution, that will be how much? Number of moles of HCl we have already calculated. That comes out to be 0.6795. And total number of moles we have just calculated, and that comes out to be 4.8575. So this total answer, it is 0.1398. So this is total number of moles. This certain problems, they are important. Again in the next lecture we'll also take some more problems. But I want you all to go through certain topics again. It will be a sort of revision for you. The very first thing is most frequently asked questions. Explain the relation of vapor pressure with mole fraction of a solvent in solution. Okay, I'll write down this question. We have already discussed this. I'll just tell you the way the question is asked. Okay. Explain the variation of vapor pressure with mole fraction of a solvent in solution. Or the question may also be asked, explain the variation of vapor pressure with the concentration of a solution. So variation of vapor pressure with respect to concentration, or we have also seen that qualitative property, lowering of vapor pressure. So once you go with lowering of vapor pressure, such type of broad question, it will cover various short answer questions also. But why I have given you this question? Because once you do with this question, lowering of vapor pressure, this qualitative property will be perfect with it. Next is one more type of question which is frequently asked is derive a relation between relative lowering of vapor pressure relative loading of vapor pressure and molar mass of non-volatile solute. So this type of question is also asked, that is, derive a relation between relative lowering of vapor pressure and molar mass of non-volatile solute. So such type of questions are frequently asked from relative lowering of vapor pressure qualitative property. Why I have given you this question? Because once you go through this question, that is the broad answer type questions, it will cover various short answer type questions also. So this it will have more weightage, or you can say that it is more credit is given to these questions. Next is explain the effect of temperature on vapor pressure of liquid. Also this type of question is asked. Explain the effect of temperature on the vapor pressure of liquid. Next is derive the relation between elevation of boiling point and molar mass of the solute. So you have to derive the relationship between elevation of boiling point, which is again a qualitative property. We have seen that already. The relationship between elevation of boiling point and molar mass of the solute. Then again, depression and freezing point also. Explain osmosis, osmotic pressure. Short explanations you should know. How is molar mass of a non-volatile solute related to the depression and freezing point? I'll repeat again. How is molar mass of a solute, or how is molar mass of a non-volatile solute related to the depression in freezing point? So freezing point, depression, this qualitative property we have seen. So it depends upon that how is molar mass of a non-volatile solute related to the depression in freezing point, or derive an equation for it. So this will be again the derivation, or you can say it comes under the qualitative property lowering of vapor pressure. So elevation and boiling point, lowering of vapor pressure, then again depression and freezing point, and osmosis and osmotic pressure. So we have seen all these 4 qualitative properties. Then one more last problem that I'll be taking in today's class. Especially those students who are preparing for entrance examinations, see that this chapter is considered as such a scoring chapter. So prepare it properly. Very simple chapter. If a question is asked like 0.18 molar aqueous solution of a substance boils at 373.25 K, that is Kelvin. Full stop. Calculate the molar elevation constant of water. Now, boiling point of water is given, meeting boiling point of water. Boiling point of water is 373.15 K, that is Kelvin. Well, see, the question is 0.18 molar. 0.18 molar aqueous solution of a substance, it boils at 373.25 Kelvin. So 0.18 molar aqueous solution of a substance, it boils at 373.25 Kelvin. Calculate the molar elevation constant. What you have to calculate? You have to calculate molar elevation constant of water. Boiling point of water is already given to you. So now see, concentration of solution is given. What all is given to you? First you write that. Concentration of solution. That is molarity. Molarity is given to you, that is small m, which is equal to 0.18 molar. Then next thing is boiling point of water. That is also given to you. Boiling point of water is 373.15 K, that is Kelvin. Next thing is boiling point of solution. Boiling point of solution is 0.18 molar aqueous solution of a substance. It boils at 373.25 Kelvin. So boiling point of solution is also given to you. That is 373.25 Kelvin. So provided. Next is molar elevation constant. You have to find out elevation constant, and you all know molar elevation constant. Constant means K. So Kb, that you have to find out. Now for Kb, the formula is you all know that delta Tb is equal to Kb into m. So delta Tb is equal to Kb into m. You have to find out Kb. How will you find out Kb? Kb is equal to delta Tb divided by m. So delta Tb, how you can calculate change? Change is just you have to subtract it. So first we will find out delta Tb. So delta Tb is equal to 373.25 Kelvin minus 373.15 Kelvin. So this answer comes out to be 0.1 Kelvin. So just divide it now. Just divide it Kb. Now here we have Kb is equal to delta Tb, that is 0.1 divided by m. Molarity, that is molar, is given to you. And molarity is given to you, that is 0.18. So answer comes out to be 0.5556 kg per mole. kg per mole. So this is for molarity, or you can say elevation and boiling point. Similarly, you can go with problems related to depression and freezing point. This chapter, I'll again repeat, marks, compulsory marks, or you can say marks without options is 4 marks, and marks with option is 6 marks. So see that you prepare properly, study properly. This chapter is very simple. Go through the previous videos. We have already discussed everything in that. See that you go through your textbook also and study properly. By then, stay home, stay safe.